has went viral over a photo that has been displayed with her and Sandy Brondello. Yes, of the New York Liberty. There is a photo that is floating around, which we're about to pick up, and many people is insinuating that Caitlin Clark could be trying to plan the outs of Indiana.
The queen of basketball is drawing interest from royalty, and Stephanie White is feeling the pressure. After months of trying to force Caitlin Clark into a system that never fit her brilliance, White is finally seeing what the rest of the league already knew. Other teams are circling, ready to offer Clark the freedom and respect she's earned. Leading that pack, the New York Liberty, who just sent shockwaves through the WNBA with a bold post-game pitch that has the entire basketball world talking.
Is a WNBA team that have been very, very, very much in, they made it clear that they want Caitlin Clark, or they're eventually going to want Caitlin Clark. Along those lines, they made it very, very clear.
Caitlin Clark, fresh off yet another knock, courtesy of the physical play Stephanie White keeps ignoring, was spotted in the tunnel at Barclays Center after the Fever's brutal 98-77 loss to the Liberty. But instead of dwelling on the defeat, Clark was all smiles, deep in conversation with Liberty head coach Sandy Brondello, superstar Breanna Stewart, and Sabrina Ionescu. It didn't look like small talk. It looked like the blueprint for the biggest power move in WNBA history. And just to raise eyebrows even higher, her agent, Erin Kane, was right there with them. When an agent shows up, it's never just a casual chat. Business is brewing.
We're going to talk about this little scene that took place after the Fever game last night in New York between Sandy Brondello and Caitlin Clark, the New York Liberty, and the agent. The agent. That is what makes this so interesting.
This wasn't some casual post-game chit-chat between colleagues. This was Recruitment 101, and the Liberty brought out their heavy hitters. Breanna Stewart, the franchise cornerstone who's made it clear she's not going anywhere. Sabrina Ionescu, locked in long-term and fully invested in building something big in the Big Apple. And head coach Sandy Brondello, a proven leader who knows how to elevate generational talent, not restrict it. This was a message loud and clear. We see your potential, and we know how to unleash it.
And today, we have just seen the New York Liberty players, after the game, meeting up with Caitlin Clark. It is Stewie, it is Sabrina Ionescu, there is Sandy Brondello. And by the way, Stewie is not leaving New York the rest of her career. That is one thing that I will be 99% sure of. That Stewie is not leaving. New York. Sabrina is not going to leave New York. I think there is a 50-50 chance Caitlin Clark leaves Indiana after her rookie season.
Meanwhile, somewhere in the background, Stephanie White is likely replaying every questionable decision she's made this season like a bad highlight reel. Top of the list? Giving Natasha Howard more first-half minutes than Caitlin Clark, as if that was ever going to spark success.
Thing I like about the New York Liberty, they got a little run and gun in their offense. When I watched them the other day against the Aces, and Sandy does a wonderful job making that ball go. And it's fast-paced. They shoot threes. They allow Sabrina be Sabrina. She can shoot her threes. They're a very well-balanced team. They got a little inside, but they also got some outside too. And I can see why they won the championship. And I just hope that when Caitlin Clark feels and sees that, she goes, that's a good...
Like putting Caitlin Clark on minutes restrictions. Rules Clark herself publicly called silly and clearly had no intention of following. Like standing by while the face of the franchise gets banged up for the 4th time this season. All while pretending the relentless physicality she faces has nothing to do with it. It's not just mismanagement anymore. It's negligence dressed as strategy.
By the way, Caitlin Clark looks unbelievably happy talking to these folks. But this is how it starts in sports. This is how it starts in the NFL. This is how it starts in the NBA. When you start seeing the wheels in motion, there's signs. there are signs before eventually a player gets traded, a player eventually marks their next destination. The Indiana Fever, you're on notice. You're on notice. You better recognize what you've got going on, the asset in front of you, and you do whatever you have to do to correct what is happening.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe. Stephanie White has spent the entire season pushing the idea that no player should be bigger than the system. She's stuck on repeat, preaching balance and team-first basketball, while her star gets hammered night after night, and the Fever still have no clear identity beyond. We have Caitlin Clark, but we're not sure what to do with her. It's like owning a Ferrari and insisting on driving it like a Honda Civic, just so no one thinks you're showing off.
I think the obvious issue is Stephanie White is so stubborn to fit a circle in a square peg instead of utilizing the strengths of the team. And she probably felt relief because Caitlin Clark was hurt that, oh, this is my time. I could introduce the culture and the system. And some actually bought in. And then when Caitlin Clark comes back, she doesn't know how to use her. That's not coaching to me.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The Liberty aren't just another team hoping to lure Clark. They're the reigning WNBA champions, a franchise that knows how to build around stars. They understand modern basketball, pace, spacing, and letting elite talent do what it does best. Under Sandy Brondello, they've crafted an offense that moves the ball beautifully while still giving their stars room to shine. First in net rating, first in offensive rating. They push the pace and create a system tailor-made for a player like Caitlin Clark to flourish. Now compare that to Indiana, where Clark is trapped in a system that feels like the antithesis of everything that made her legendary at Iowa. There, she was the system. She had freedom to pull from the logo, run the offense, and improvise in real time. In Indiana, she's asked to play slowed-down, rigid basketball, limit her shot attempts, and conform to a system that dulls her spark instead of unleashing it.
Crazy is that her team lost the damn game, but Caitlin is all smiles. She's all smiles. She's all smiles. So many people is insinuating. They're insinuating that Caitlin Clark could be trying to get the hell out of Indy. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. Your boy John Liquidator definitely want her to get out of Indy, bro.
The numbers don't lie. Caitlin Clark is putting up 16.5 points, 8.8 assists, and 5 rebounds per game. Solid stats for any rookie. But she's shooting just 29% from deep, a glaring dip for a player who built her legacy draining shots from 26, 27, even 30 feet out. Sticking her in a system that fails to leverage that range? That's basketball malpractice. And the durability questions? Clark has missed 11 games this season due to injuries, after never missing a single game in college or her rookie year. That's not just bad luck. That's the cost of being overworked and underprotected in a system that doesn't suit her game. Enter Sandy Brondello, the coach who might just be the perfect fit. A proven winner, a strategist who's coached legends like Diana Taurasi and Breanna Stewart, and someone who knows how to build around generational talent instead of boxing it in. When Brondello talks about Clark, it's with real admiration and belief, not the veiled frustration that seems to linger in every Stephanie White press conference.
She's just a great player. Honestly, point blank and simple. She's a great player. She is a great player. People enjoy watching her play. All right? People enjoy it. I don't know why you guys hate her so much. Had no idea why you guys hate her so much. Because of Caitlin Clark, has been a lot more attention drawn to the WNBA now. You guys should be thanking Caitlin Clark.
She's a great player, Brondello said of Clark, and the difference in tone is impossible to ignore. While Stephanie White keeps preaching about team basketball and how no one player should be bigger than the system, Brondello speaks with the understanding of someone who's coached true greatness. She gets it. When you have a generational talent like Caitlin Clark, you don't try to contain her. You build around her and let her lift everyone else. The Liberty are quietly building the perfect setup for Clark's arrival. They've got Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu locked in long-term. both reportedly open to taking hometown discounts to make room for the biggest name in basketball. A new state-of-the-art facility is on the way. They've already got a championship foundation. And most importantly, they have a head coach who won't try to reshape Clark into something she's not. Instead, she'll unleash exactly what makes her special.